Okay, it's a beautiful sunny day, 22nd of April 2015, back at Site 1, just having a snoop around to see if there's anything fresh, but alas, nothing new today, not that I can find anyway. Anyway, I was going to report on the research that I did about potential deer behaviour associated with this sort of sapling breaks. Well, I can confirm that from everything that I've looked at, I've looked at lots and lots of videos all about tracking deer, looking at the signs, the scrapings on the bases of trees, what they call rub lines, so you can work out the general direction that bucks will actually wander through an area, how fresh it is. But the ones that I saw where there was actual physical damage to the tree itself, or the sapling itself, these were located right the way down here and were completely shredded by the deer antlers. So my deduction is these are not, absolutely not, deer breaks. Now, there's absolutely, I'll say, there's only about 1% where you can actually see damage, scrapings to the base of the saplings, but you do see markings occasionally around the area of the break itself. Some of these markings look, I have to say, like nail markings, and I've tested this at on trees near home and watched them recover over a period of months to see if it has the same sort of growth effect, regrowth effect, healing, and I can vouch that a lot of these markings look very similar to the things that I can reproduce with my own nails. Some of them are a lot bigger, of course. Like this one here, that's quite a scrape. So if we're discounting deer, there's only human behaviour that we can look at now to try and discount, and this wood is absolutely full of them. South of Site 1, east of Site 1, west of Site 1, they're there. In Site 1 itself, there's lots of them. There's more here than anywhere else. Okay, so it's not randomly spread around the forest. There is a definite concentration here, and there's also a concentration of the tree arches here. I have found lots of different tree arches spread around the forest and way off path, so you know, I'm clearly discounting human activity there. And we also get these associated with those as well. So I'm discounting human behaviour as well. One, because of the whole randomness of these being found everywhere else around the wood. Oh, and near the car park, near the public car park here, there's a forested area there that you don't find any of these at all. That's interesting, because if it was deer or humans, it would be more in that area than here. If it was deer, you'd expect a few still to be there, because there were clearly deer rub marks and other signs of deer footprints and that I found. So it's not likely for this lot to be human behaviour. And also the nail markings. Now if somebody came along and broke one of these, they wouldn't dig the nails in, would they? Would they? I don't know. But as far as I can tell, no, that just wouldn't happen. Now I'm going to carry along, because look, one here, one there, and these are, you know, 4 to 5 feet tall. One here, there's 2 over there. That one there, that one there. Look, that one's been scraped a bit. But is there any scrapings down by the base? No. So this doesn't add up. As I say, you know, they appear in clumps, 8, 10 at a time. Now a deer wouldn't do that. So yeah, let's move over here to show you the tree that got pushed over in site 1 when there was only a slight amount of wind here. Now the interesting thing is that when I try to find the bits of wood that make up the branches at the far end, and that one there is leaning over the top here, so it must have cracked and bounced all the way back there, which I don't really buy. Some of the bits of wood up there do not match that particular tree, but have been fresh breakages, so I couldn't work that one out. But this one, you can see how solid it is. And yet somehow that came down in a slight amount of wind. Now the interesting thing is that the other tree that came down in this area was across the path over there, and it fell in a different direction. It fell in a more of a northeasterly direction. This is more northwest. Around about the same time, and again that one looked like it was it shouldn't really have come down in wind that sort of strong. This one, I don't believe for 1 single second this one came down in that wind that we had, but we did have some really powerful wind about a month later, in early April, and brought down big, huge trees in the wood, but absolutely site 1 unaffected. The interesting thing I've worked out today is that this tree here had been pushed down right next to, within 15 feet of the tree that I had the trail camera on for most of the summer and autumn last year. As I say, it didn't pick up any humans wandering through here. It picked up some deer wandering through here, and it also picked up something that was a bit weird, because at night time some of these branches were swaying around in the dark for no apparent reason, and then I was able to trace that one of the sapling parts that was down here, and obviously that had been pulled to create these to actually move, but you couldn't see an animal there to actually say what it was, and no deer wander past as well. So that was one of the weird things that I've had recorded on the trail cam, and just like you get in the States, trail cams have failed to operate sometimes. No reason why, I cannot work it out. Batteries are fine, but they've failed to operate. But next time round they work perfectly well. So there's something very odd about this place. Now we're getting into spring, full swing of spring. We're getting a lot more growth here, so I imagine that in another few weeks' time it's going to be pretty much difficult or impossible getting back into this site. So I'm going to have to try and make a bit of a pathway in the future, but make it discreet enough that nobody else follows. But once you're in here, under this area, this is under the canopy of these oak trees, you're fine. It's just getting into it. Right. Nothing new to report today. Just had a drone, try and do a drone flight inside Site 1, and yeah, it started to fly, but I couldn't get it to get off the ground very easily because there's so much stuff on the ground that the blades get caught in it so quickly. So I didn't get any good shots, but I'm going to try a bit later and see if we can get some from outside the wooded area. And then sure enough it stopped working. Pass. Don't know why that was, but I don't know if it's going to work again when I get back outside of the Site 1, but I'm going to try. Right. I'll carry on and see if I can go on to some other place to see if there's any activity going on over there. Over and out.